Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a February 2020 budget overview. But let's go ahead and switch over to February. Before we get into the video though, make sure that you comment down below if you enjoy seeing these budget overviews, and then make sure you hit the subscribe button because it really helps out my channel. My channel in the last month has grown so much more than I thought it could, and I appreciate every single one of you for hitting that subscribe button and going along with me on this journey. So I just wrote down one monthly goal over here that is specific, and I want to have $800 or more go towards my debt snowball, which is going towards the car. So other than that, I might come up with a couple more very specific goals for this month that are specific to the budget, but right now that's what I've got. So I've already filled this out. I've got 3 paydays going. One of them is my husband's. He gets paid once a month, and then I get paid twice a month. And then the FSA is for daycare. So we do put $400 and I believe $416 a month into the FSA account, but I only account for $400 a month because that is what we each use, because we spend $800 on childcare. So Russell does $400, I do $400, and usually we have to put in a claim for it, and usually it comes back to our account by the next week. In green, I've got appointments that are coming up this month, and then blue, these are things that I pay with a check, and then everything else are just like bills, monthly bills that come out. And it's pretty much correct by the day. Some of these flip-flop between like a few days, so I just pick the day that it usually comes out on, and that's kind of how I do that. And then to keep track, I just cross out each thing as it actually comes out of the account. So now I'm going to get into our monthly budget. So starting with income, so here I've got listed our income for this month, and this does not include any additional income. So any additional income will either go into my business account, which is just a separate account from our regular income, and then hopefully it will either go into any business ventures or expenses, or it could also go towards debt payments. So we've got $6,369 to work with this month. Without any additional income, that is what we will make. So after budgeting and after our debt snowball, this budget should end in zero. So we do a zero-based budget, and that basically just tells all your money where it's going, whether it's to payments or whether it's to savings or to debt or whatever. By having every single dollar be accounted for, you are telling it exactly where to go. So let's go ahead and just get straight into debt payments. I think it's important to list your debt payments first if that is your financial goal to tackle, just so that you know that these are the things that you're going to take care of first, and then you can adjust your budget as you go. Look, I already messed up. What's wrong with me? That should be about right. So for debt payments, these are the regular debt payments. I've got the Trailblazer, the birth of my second child, my first student loan, that's the lowest one that I have right now. Then these are all my other loans that are all combined, and then all of Russell's loans that are also combined, but in a different way. There will be a video on that one day. Something else that is being added in this month is actually, if you don't know, we have another baby on the way, and this is not debt necessarily, but these are payments. This is a payment that will go towards the amount we will owe after the baby is born. So it's just kind of like keeping up on it as we go. So that is new this month. We have some other charges that were for the baby from another place, but this is a bigger chunk that we're paying. Next, we're gonna go into fixed expenses. If you've watched my videos before, you know that fixed expenses are things that you pay every month, and it's usually around the same every month. You're either giving a check for it or it's coming directly out of your bank account. So I do these next. Sorry if you hear my kids crying, they're upstairs with their dad. Okay, going into fixed expenses, we've got rent for $750, which is great for the house we live in. Daycare is back down to $800, which is normal for most months. Last month was a month where we just happened to pay it 3 times, so this is a much more normal number for us month to month. Dance is $42, and daycare is for 2 kids, by the way. Dance is $42, that's for Mara. iCloud storage, $5. The gym is $59. That is part membership, and then there's a little app that I have that's a couple dollars that is added into that. My chart, which is paying on this baby number 3 from a different hospital. AT&T $59, that's our internet. Verizon is $165, that's our phone service for Russell and I. Netflix. Water is usually about $70. Gas last month was actually higher than this, but I'm anticipating it'll be a little lower. Hopefully. Evergy is also a little higher. We didn't have to pay that in January. So it's higher than it has been because there were more than a month's worth of days in there. I don't know. It's very confusing, but it's higher. But we didn't pay it last month, so it's okay. And then Amazon $13 and car insurance $105. Now we will get into the fun stuff, the variable spending. These are the things that I would do cash envelopes for if we were still doing cash envelopes. That's still kind of how we work it, or that's kind of how we use them, use this money. We just track it in a different way. We use an envelope, but we put the receipts in it instead, and then I track it on an app. And I know you can use the Every Dollar app or YNAB. I think you need a budget app, I think is what it's called, just to keep track of things throughout the month. Yep. Okay. Now you see here, not a whole lot of categories. I like it that way. It makes it a lot more simple. So $800 for food. Last month it was $900, so we've dropped that down a little bit. Hopefully we can stick to that. Gas is $170. That's right about what we spent in gas in January. Dogs is $30. We actually switched up what we were doing with the dogs, so that's a little cheaper than normal. We're ordering food from Chewy.com. It's the first time we've done it, but we're on like a 6-week. Every 6 weeks we'll buy the food, and it was a lot cheaper than going to PetSmart. So you could try that out if you want to. I don't know, we got a coupon for it, that's why we tried it. Miscellaneous, $100, that's just for any random things that come up. Beauty, $130, that's for haircuts and my lashes. I know I don't need to get my lashes done, but right now I enjoy that, and it's the only thing really that I do for, I don't know, to feel nice, because I don't wear makeup or anything. So, and then fun is $100. We did really, really well in the miscellaneous and the fun categories in January. So if you don't know, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. So I actually found a cheaper Patrick Mahomes jersey, and I used some of that money for a Patrick Mahomes jersey for Russell, because who knows when the Chiefs will go to the Super Bowl again, and I just thought this was a good time to do it. I didn't have to, could have put it towards debt, but I just thought might as well, this is the time. So I used that money to do that, which I thought was fine. Now we're moving into our savings funds, which this is where some things have changed. I know my goals at the beginning of the year were specific to how much I wanted to save, but I have flipped my brain a little bit and changed up the plan for the savings funds. So I'll share that with you now. So these are not in envelopes like I used to do. These are in their own savings accounts. I recommend that. It's been very great. So we've got some different things going on here. We have made some choices to change the plans for the savings funds this year. So 0 going to kids, 75 going to family, 50 going to medical, 100 going to camera, which is actually our slush fund, but right now the camera is what we're saving for. And it is actually a camera to be able to upgrade my YouTube videos so that I can have a little bit better quality and just kind of invest a little bit in this channel. And then Christmas, $100. Highly recommend starting saving for Christmas now so you're not stressed out when the holidays come. And then 0 for the emergency fund. I'll get a little bit more into detail in a different video for these goals that have changed. But basically, we've decided to have a cap on the accounts, and once they hit that, we stop contributing to them unless we have to take out of them, and then we'll reimburse that money the next month and then move on from there. So the kids fund is up to where we want it to be, and then the emergency fund is up to $1,000 like Dave Ramsey says. And these other funds have a couple more months of deposits before they will be to their amount that we want them to be at, and then we'll stop contributing so we can put the rest of this money to debt. We just decided that was a good choice for us, so that's what we're trying. We're gonna move on to our debt snowball. So if everything goes to plan, just how I have it written here, our debt snowball will be going to the Trailblazer, and it will be $933, which is more than double what we paid last month. But last month was interesting because we paid more in daycare just because of the weird way that it worked out. But that's an awesome number. Remember, the goal was to get more than 800 on our debt snowball, so that is where we're at. So if anything comes up this month that just happens to somehow break our budget a little bit, we just don't want to break it more than $133 if a bill is higher or whatever, or hopefully we'll make a little bit more side money. I have opened up my VIP Kids schedule again, and I've been teaching some classes there, so I know I'm going to be getting some extra income from that. I just don't know how much, so I'm not budgeting for it. So I think that looks pretty good. So when you total it all up, it should, I'm not going to do it right now because I've done it in a spreadsheet, but when you total this all up, it should equal this same number, which is a zero-based budget, which is what I would recommend if you're starting your budget. It's literally the best way to tell your money where it's going. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a budget video with me.